Chapter 1 of Jojolands has finally dropped, and right off the bat, I just want to say, it feels so surreal to me that I'm starting a new Jojo part from the beginning. It's never something that I've done before. And this time around, it's set in Hawaii, with a new Jojo called Jojo Joestar, and we're going to be following a story about him becoming rich, like filthy stinkin' rich. The part starts off with Jojo and what seems to be his sister being pulled over by cops near Pearl Harbor. These officers ask them to get out of the car because they don't have a license to show. They start to harass the two in very uncalled for ways. But you don't mess with a Joestar, you don't mess with his family. So they retaliate against the police, and we get a new stand, and this stand is something that we've never seen in a Jojo part before. It's a main character stand that doesn't punch something. Now every other main character before Jojo has fought with close range power stands, but this stand is a little bit different. It fights by sprinkling raindrops down, and the raindrops are very heavy, or at least they do a lot of damage on contact, and it's called November Rain. But then it turns out this isn't his sister, but rather his brother. And his brother is not only into feminine fashion, but he seems to be transitioning, because he's using injections, and this is actually new territory for Jojo. We've never had a character who is even vaguely transgender. Furthermore, COVID is mentioned in this part, and to me that's really significant, because Jojo is able to stay modern and fresh, and really appeal to a new generation. And his brother is also a stand user, and he has a colony stand named Smooth Operators. It creates a ton of little robots that have like tractor wheels that they move with. This stand is kind of like Crazy Diamond in how it rearranges things and changes their shape. It also has these little 9s on its head, because it's Jojo Part 9, and it reminds me a lot of Sex Pistols. So Jojo and his brother, they absolutely destroy these police officers and their car, and they destroy the evidence. It's kind of brutal, to be honest. It almost seems like these characters are kinda on the morally gray or bad side. We then find out they're either selling merchandise or they just outright stole this car because they're desperate for money, and they want money for their mother figure, who is a very nice lady. So kind of like Jotaro in Part 3, we have characters that are not really selfishly motivated, even though they're very violent and unruly. Araki loves morally gray characters, and these ones might take it to a new level in a way that we've never really explored with the other Joestars. We also get their lineage in this chapter, and they're children of Joseph, and Jojo goes to school because he's 15 years old. And he shows that he has a violent side, but ultimately he tries to make peace, because he believes in this thing called the mechanism, which seems to be the new theme of the story, kind of like how we had luck or karma or anything like that in the previous parts. But it's a lot less spiritual, and it's more like human connections and the strength of human connections. The mechanism is kinda this philosophical theory that as long as you prove yourself to be trustworthy and get along with people, there is this invisible bond between everyone. By doing good things for other people and maintaining their respect, other people will naturally gravitate towards you, do good things for you, and fortune will come your way. It's a little unclear right now what mechanism Jojo is seeking out, given how he is not necessarily the best law-abiding citizen, so it's a little bit difficult for me to perceive him as someone who is respected by everyone, but presumably over the course of this story he's going to build more connections with people and build up this mechanism, and that's going to help him win. We also have what is kind of like a new equivalent of Pulpo from Part 5, just this crime boss woman who is directing these people to do things, and the next chapter is seemingly going to be a heist where they break into someone's vacation home, someone Japanese, and I can only be led to believe that this is going to be a character that we know already, like maybe Joseph or Josuke. And finally we're given another stand called The Hustle, and it's a watch. So this is a very interesting setup in my opinion, because none of these stands are really that great in direct combat to our knowledge. They're just very interesting, so potentially they might be here for just heists and stuff. It might be stand users pulling off missions or operations in pretty unique ways, so this story has a lot of potential, and it could differ from the other JoJo parts a lot. I'm very excited for the way this is turning out, and I hope that it follows up on this very unique modern twist of JoJo and continues to build off of its themes, because that's what I'm the most interested in. I know that Araki always comes up with awesome stand ideas, so it could have a lot of cool fights, but I'm just very interested in the larger focus on all of these themes about humanity, because Araki has always said that JoJo is an ode to humanity. So seeing his take on the importance of human connections with a really modern cast of characters going places that not a lot of stories go, it's very exciting. So that's basically chapter 1 of Jojolands. Have a great day, take care of yourself, and see you next time.